Welcome back. It's episode 21 of the Money Sauce Podcast, and it's playoff time.
It is.
It is.
And it's all your fault.
It's all my fault.
All your fault.
I,
Spoiler alert. So if you don't know, both Jeremy and I lost our first week matchups.
yes, we did.
And as our longtime listeners, dedicated fan base will remember,
Mhm.
last week you said the only way the hosts of the Money Sauce podcast could play each other is if we both made the finals.
That's true. The way the brackets would have worked out is we would have had to win out to play each other in the
Right. So
playoffs.
just like saying the word shutout in the middle of a shutout or no hitter, in the middle of a no hitter, sure enough, we both lost. And who's playing each other in the first round of the playoffs? We
That's
are.
the consolidation bracket doesn't
It's still the
count.
playoffs. As I've
Well,
said on this show before, we don't reward mediocrity. Every little standing matters here.
yeah, well.
So work on your apology and you can give it to me next week.
Okay, well, I'll think about it. Um, Speaking of our fans, this past weekend was the start of our fantasy baseball season. We had our draft, and Colin and Pete are back at it with their podcast.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, Pete ended the episode this week by inviting us onto the podcast and getting Colin's kind of approval for that. Colin seemed actually non-committal, which Colin, man, I thought you were our biggest fan. I'm a little hurt by that.
Classic Gen Z,
But
as I
then,
was corrected in the Discord chat.
but then Pete said we're too flashy.
We are far flashier. I mean, look at your background. It's all flashy lights.
I I I I don't know what to say. I'm a little offended, I think.
I mean, I'll take the compliment.
All right. Well, I guess
See, he's intimidated by our flashiness, by all of our high tech backgrounds and headphones and quilts.
shared. Oh no, they share screens too. I shouldn't say that we're not unique that way either. But
No,
I
I'm sure
guess
we're not.
it's our entrance theme or whatever you want to call
We
it.
have our
That
own theme.
yeah. Um, I guess stay tuned. We may or may not end up on their podcast, and I'm not even sure it has a name. So maybe having a name is flashy too.
The Bloemendal Fantasy Baseball Cast. I don't
There you
know.
go.
There you go. You can have that for free, Pete.
Yeah, you know what? That's our gift to you. We also
Can't be on
have
your show, but we'll name it.
we also have fancy segments.
True. Like just one more reason to be intimidated.
That's right. Let's start with some breaking-ish news.
Although you don't need to be.
There's nothing to be intimidated
Yeah.
about.
We're just regular guys.
The breaking-ish news this week starts off with the NHL Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly said that it is unlikely that Russia will be eligible to compete in the 2028 World Cup of Hockey.
Why would they make this call 2 years out from it?
It's a great question. I guess based on what the article says here, that Sweden, Finland, and Czechia reportedly let the NHL know, I'm assuming
I see.
recently, that they wouldn't participate in the tournament if Russia was involved. So Daly has acknowledged that, and yeah, I guess they're saying that not in a 100% answer, but he said, I don't think we're out of sync with where the Finns and Swedes and Czechs are with respect to Russian participation. It'll be available if certain things happen. And if certain things don't happen, then they won't participate. Reporter followed up with saying certain things, meaning the war ending, and Daly just nodded. So, I mean, Yeah, it's a
Yeah, okay, I get it.
yeah. But to your point, yeah, it's 2026. Why are we making this decision
Well, I guess you've got to
right now?
prepare like the other countries need to prepare too, right? I guess for scheduling and making sure the ice rinks are the right size.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Prague's hosting.
Prague has a rink, Edmonton has a rink, and Calgary's building a rink. So I
Two out
guess
of
it's
three ain't
only,
bad.
yeah. Um, I guess we'll wait and see. It's kind of a non-story, but it is also an interesting. It's not an interesting stance to take, but the timing is interesting. So we will continue to monitor this one, I guess. If you remember back in December, we said what we wanted under our Christmas tree from NHL Santa, I think we said.
Yeah.
And one of my things was an NHL team in Hamilton. Well, we're getting close. The
Aw.
Islanders are moving their AHL affiliate to Hamilton.
Is that closer to Hamilton getting an NHL team or further away? I feel like that's further away.
So close, but so far, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, the New York Islanders have had their AHL affiliate in Bridgeport, Connecticut, I believe for somewhere in the vicinity of like 20, here it is, 25
That's it.
years.
Scroll down so I don't have to look at that logo. Yuck.
Um, so yeah, it's pending approval by the AHL Board of Governors. I can't see why it wouldn't. Apparently, the facility in Bridgeport is old, out of date, and the arena in Hamilton has recently been renovated, and it's having been there recently, it is significantly better.
What is the arena now? It's not Cops Coliseum. Is it the First
It's
Union
it's TD Coliseum now.
TD Coliseum,
Yeah, yeah. Um,
where the
very
infamous TNA show we went to?
yeah. You will not have audio problems like that there anymore, that's for sure. You will not have to plug your ears to better hear what's going on.
Yeah,
Um,
that was an interesting way to improve the show.
yeah. The seating is significantly upgraded. The concourse levels have been expanded. Um, the the like options in the concourse are much more modern. It's not just like hot dog and popcorn anymore. Yeah, it's the slope of the seating in the upper bowl has been, I guess the slope has been increased. So the people sitting in front of you, a row in front, their heads are basically no taller than where your knees are. So there's no obstructed viewing by some, tall guy sitting in front of you or something. They did a
Sounds like you're
nice
speaking
job.
from experience.
Yes, absolutely. I was recently in the arena for Disney on Ice, but um, yeah, they've done a nice job with the arena, and I hope I hope that the AHL approves it. I assume they will. I don't think they would announce this if they thought that there was any opportunity,
Any barriers?
yeah, for this to be rejected.
Well, that's good. I hope it works out. Anything
Mhm.
that can revitalize Hamilton is a win.
Absolutely. So the current AHL affiliate is called the Bridgeport or Connecticut, I forget now. Islanders, Bridgeport Islanders, yes.
Are they
Anyways,
actually the Bridgeport Islanders?
I believe so,
What
yes.
island is Connecticut on?
Previously, they were known as the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. Um, I'm not really sure what the significance is behind that name, but I'm wondering if
The
they just
Sound Tigers.
they lean into it and just go back to the
I
tiger
mean, it
thing.
suits all of Hamilton's other sports teams. Like it just
Right.
blends in. This Tiger Cats, the Sound Tigers, Tiger Tigers. Be great.
Yeah, that would be cool if they if they make them just the Hamilton Tigers, like the old NHL team from way back in the day. So, um, there's a little bit of a history of AHL and OHL hockey in Hamilton under the Bulldogs name, but that can't happen anymore.
Okay, so what happened to the Bulldogs? Because they were in Hamilton, they were the AHL affiliate for the Montreal Canadiens for a long time,
Yes, so
and
from
then they were demoted. What happened?
no, so from 1984 to 1996, they were the Edmonton Oilers affiliate in Hamilton. Then from 96 to 2015, they were the Montreal Canadiens affiliate. So they were um yeah, technically it was two separate franchises, but one stayed around. Um and or sorry, they one left and moved to Toronto actually to become the Oilers AHL affiliate in Toronto for 1 year as the Roadrunners. If you remember the Toronto Roadrunners.
Vaguely.
Yeah, it was like a 1 year thing. But anyways, when when the Bulldogs moved to Toronto and became the Road Runners, another AHL team was put in Hamilton, so it was another Bulldogs, but because it happened one right after the other, it kind of seemed like it was all just one team.
Hmm.
Anyway, so Michael Andlauer was involved, who's the current owner of the Ottawa Senators. So
Okay.
he also was a minority owner in the Montreal Canadiens during that time. But
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of how that all came to be in terms of Montreal using the Bulldogs as their affiliate because he had ownership in both of them. Anyways, in 2015, the the AHL Bulldogs left. They were purchased and by someone else, and they moved to St. John's, Newfoundland. And following that move, the so that ended in 2015, like 2014, 2015. So for 2015, 2016,
Mm-hmm.
the OHL um, had the long term or long running franchise, the Belleville Bulls, and they moved to Hamilton to become the Hamilton Bulldogs in the
Mm.
OHL, which was owned by Michael Andlauer again.
Oh.
So Michael Andlauer sold his ownership of the AHL team and the Montreal Canadiens, bought the Belleville Bulls, moved them to Hamilton, and then we had the OHL version of the Hamilton Bulldogs. And they played in Hamilton until 2023 when the arena renovations started. And the
Oh,
idea
okay.
was they were just going to move up the road to Brantford to play in Brantford while the arena was being renovated.
Mm-hmm.
During that period of time, the Michael Andlauer had the opportunity to purchase the Ottawa Senators. And with that, funny enough, their AHL franchise, which is the Belleville Senators, who replaced the Belleville Bulls of the OHL in their arena as the AHL affiliate to the Ottawa Senators. There's a whole bunch of franchise movement going on around here between these cities and the junior and
Hold on. So the Belleville Bulls don't exist anymore?
no, they've been gone since 2015.
Oh.
Yeah.
I clearly don't follow junior hockey. My reference for junior hockey is the Brampton Battalion when they
The
won the Eastern Conference.
yeah,
They won their conference with Matt Duchene and Cody Hodgson.
yeah, big year. Oh, I miss those battalion. Anyways,
Have you been to a Steelheads game?
I have not.
I was
I
almost going to buy tickets.
really.
Um, yeah, the problem is like their family package comes with 4 tickets, and obviously we're a family of 3,
Hmm.
and you weren't available, so I didn't fill out the foursome there. Um, but I was close. Their last home game was Sunday,
Yeah.
so I was like, for $100, the 3 of us, like their family pack, you get popcorn and candy and T-shirts and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
But I was close. I was close to doing it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's another franchise that's moved all around too. They started in Toronto, moved to Mississauga, and now in Brampton. But
Well, they
I
moved. Hold on. The
they
the
so
the
when
Steelheads weren't they? The Ice Dogs were in Mississauga. Oh, you're right. The Ice Dogs
so
moved to
when
Niagara. The
when
Toronto team moved to
Brampton,
Mississauga.
Toronto, and Mississauga were all three different expansion teams at the
Yeah.
same time. So Toronto St. Michael's Majors, the Mississauga Ice Dogs, and the Brampton Battalion. Um, the Ice Dogs moved to Niagara. Uh, The battalion, no, then the St. Michael's Majors moved to Mississauga. And after a while, somebody else bought them and they renamed them to the Steelheads. Then the battalion moved to North Bay. And then I guess it was last year, the Steelheads moved to Brampton up Steels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are issues with the arena.
So I think the Raptors the Raptors G League team being the primary tenant at the Mississauga stadium also had something to do with it. So
Okay.
the Steelheads weren't getting date priorities or something like that, and they got kicked out. Or not kicked out, but they decided to move down the street so they had better availability. And I think Brampton obviously probably gave them a better lease as well. So,
I would think so.
anyways, lots of franchise movement and the going back to the OHL Bulldogs, opted to they opted to stay in Brantford after Michael Anmauer sold them because he was buying the Senators. I think it's Chris Pronger or something that's involved with the Brantford Bulldogs. Don't quote me on that, but um, well, I know it is some former NHL player. Anyways, and then of course the city of Brantford offered to build them a new arena, so they just decided to stay there. And now that opened the door for the Islanders to move their affiliate to Hamilton. So here we are.
There you go.
Another note. So the NHL draft lottery is coming May 5th. It's going to be live on air. This is the second year in a row they've done it that way. Um, but we talked a little bit about the way that the draft works before, but based on how the standings were last Tuesday. So this is basically the percentage odds of getting the first overall pick. So the Canucks have the best percentage at 25.1%, the Flames at 13.6, Blackhawks at 11.6, and then down on under 10%. The Leafs and the Panthers are two picks of note, as we know, because we've talked about it before. The Leafs have a top five protected pick. So if they
Mm-hmm.
move into the top five, they have traded this pick to the Boston Bruins. But if they move into the top five, they get to keep
You
that
know that
pick
they're
this
giving the
year.
Boston Bruins the 6th overall pick this year. It's
Oh,
gonna
that's what's
happen.
gonna happen,
It's the
absolutely.
most Maple Leaf thing that could happen.
And the Panthers have a selection that's owned by the Blackhawks, and it's top 10 protected. So
Yeah, they're fine for this year.
Yeah, they're
But
gonna get that pick, and Chicago's gonna get it next year, I think. So,
now the top 5 thing, the
yeah.
Toronto Maple Leafs can still move up, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In
Even like
fact,
during the lottery, even if they finish where they are.
yeah, absolutely. They can move. They are sitting, let's say it ends this way, right? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So basically every team on this list except for the Kings can move up into first based on how the lottery goes. The
Right.
the highest the Kings could get based on this would be second. So it's very possible that the Leafs could end up with that top 5 pick and get to keep it, make their draft pick, and hopefully accelerate the retooling,
The retooling.
if that's what you want to call it. One more piece of news here that I know you'll love. Mr. Gary Bettman has no plans, excuse me, to change the league's playoff format despite continued complaints from teams, players, and most notably Garrett Goodison in the fan category.
Oh, he's like notoriously just the worst.
Apparently, it gives.
Even that grin on his face.
Yeah. So he said it gives us a sensational first round, probably the best first playoff round in any
He's the
sport.
Donald Trump of like sports commissioners. It gives us a sensational playoff format. Probably the best there ever is.
Yeah. Well, um, it's not changing, so get used to it, I guess.
We're not going to change it. It works great the way it is. Sorry, Canada. Mediocrity is. Make mediocrity great again. We're doing it. We're bringing the junior players into the NCAA.
And there you go. So
Yeah, gosh. Next.
next is
My blood's starting to boil over here.
the first round of the playoffs in the PHL.
Woo!
So,
3
uh,
points. Oh, what a heartbreaker.
yeah, let's start there. Myself and Rick.
Oh. Did you do any panic moves like the day on Sunday or Saturday? Try and juice your numbers a little bit?
I didn't. So here's the scoop.
Ooh.
I was ahead by like 1.5 points going into Sunday.
That's not
Um,
enough.
no, it wasn't enough to be comfortable. It was definitely enough for me to be staring at the waiver wire. Um,
There's a few moves I did make that might have changed my week.
yeah,
Anyways,
well, you
let's
and
do
me
your
both.
week.
Um,
That's why we're in the consolation round, baby.
yeah. Um, I decided not to, hoping that I would stay the course because I think I had one extra player playing than Rick did on Sunday. Um, and yeah, as you can see, it was not enough. Rick came back on Sunday. It was tight the whole way. It's not like it was some big comeback, but he came back from the 1.5 points or whatever it was and got the win. I should have made the panic move. I was hoping to keep those 4 moves for the second round, but I shouldn't have. Anyways, on my side of things, as I finished what counts for my season, uh, on the player of the week, it was Zach Werenski. I just can't seem to find him. There he is, 8.8 points. That was his third appearance as player of the week for me this season. On Rick's side of things, he had a tie actually. Matthew Barzal, 8.5, and Jeremy Swayman, also 8.5. Swayman's second time as player of the week, Barzal's first time.
You needed some goaltending to help you out, Jer.
Yeah, I mean, if Wedgwood would have just broke even, things could have been Not enough, but things could have been
Did
different.
Colorado not have a lot of games this week?
Uh, I I think it was a case of not playing. Yeah, he took a couple nights off in there. That was the problem. They did
Had a little rest?
yeah, the goalie shuffle. So, and with that, I predicted this round right, I guess.
Hey, good for you.
Yeah,
How does it feel
not
to be
great.
right?
You know what the problem is really for me anyways. I did get early in the week I got ahead. I think at one point it was 9 points, which isn't like a heck of a lot, but like I was like, all right, this is going well. Good job. Like, stay the course. You might even be able to pull this one off. And yeah, I didn't. It's too bad. I was feeling good until the weekend.
Till you weren't.
Yeah. Let's move on to Ty and Colin.
Oh my
And
gosh,
just
Tyler.
the most like just beating the crap out of Colin. Like, I don't
Does
know.
Colin owe you money?
No kidding, right? So 66.1 for Colin, 112.10 for Ty. Nicholas Ellers for Colin, player of the week.
16 points for Kucherov?
Yeah. Why can't I find
Oh,
Ellers?
look, good goaltending too.
Yeah,
Vasilevsky. Oh my gosh.
there we go. Yeah. Ellers 8.2. But yeah, Kucherov being the player of the week for the seventh time this year.
That's
With
got to be the most.
that is the most. Yep. And he's actually this week was the second highest um, performance by a single player in a week. Um, Connor McDavid had a 16.9 point week, but
Yeah, that's
Kucherov
probably when
showed
Paul
up
played me.
big time. You see, Jarvis has over 10 points.
Philip
Forsberg has over
Forsberg.
10 points. Uh, there we go. Good goaltending. And
Kaprizov only had 1 point. Oh,
what can you say? Just everybody showed up for Ty. Hagel almost with 10. Like, just the week of all weeks, Ty decided to just come out flying for the playoffs. Oh, man. Well, we move on. This is your matchup here. Paul 65.9 to your
there was a brief window
58.8.
where I was leading late in the week. Didn't
Okay.
last, but yeah, I couldn't get any goaltending. Yeah, and like just everyone I felt like was underperforming, as you'll see.
Interesting note that if Paul had played anyone else besides for Marcel in the playoffs, he would have been eliminated.
Well, you're welcome, Paul.
um,
Remember
and
that when D&D starts up and we're looting for magic items.
there you go. And on Paul's side of things, just to add some more salt in the wound, his player of the week, Matthews, with a 7.9.
Amazing.
Now, your player of the week, Nick Suzuki, got 11 points.
He
So
had like a
somebody
7 point
showed
night.
up.
That was when I was leading. I was like, oh, I'm back in it. Nope.
Yeah.
There's a lot of zero. Not a lot of zeros. Well, Corey Perry, 0. Will Kuhl, 0.
Mhm.
And
-1 for sure.
yeah, my starting
So
goaltender.
that a side tangent here, but are the Rangers the best NHL team since like the 90s at developing a like franchise goalie? They
I mean, they've
basically
only had 2.
Richter, Lunk, Henrik Lundqvist,
Was there a gap? I think there was a gap
and,
between Richter and
and
Lundqvist.
yeah, a bit, and then
Like Lundqvist basically right to Shesterkin.
yeah, pretty well. Lundqvist wouldn't have been done if it wasn't for injuries that they had found, right? So,
He had heart condition, yeah. But he was
yeah.
like, even before that, he was winding down.
But I can't think of another team that not necessarily back to back, but three significant like franchise goalies pretty much in a row.
I'm sure it'll make for a great episode down the road.
There you go. All right.
So yeah, the
Next,
story of my whole season was just awful goaltending.
well, we know what your needs will be in the off season then.
I'm gonna draft a goaltender first round.
There you go.
That's the play, right?
Yeah, that's definitely what you got to
Dustin Wolf,
do.
what are you doing, buddy? You only let in 4 goals a game.
Garrett and Marcel, the last matchup.
Oh, the winning Garrett.
Yeah, we had a
What happened to Marcel?
73.7 versus a 46.7. Now we know Marcel's had some injuries.
Oh, true.
Um, I didn't think it would be this bad though. Where is, but yeah, Ratnan, Matthews, Draisaitl all gone right in time for the playoffs. I mean,
Well, there you go.
that's not good news. There's a lot of ones and twos on his board here as well, though. But Brian Rust, 7.4 player of the week for him. Goaltending didn't hurt him, but didn't help him either, right? 0.4 and
Well,
2.4.
Garrett's had 14 points in goaltending, so
Yeah,
that's a pretty
yeah,
big discrepancy.
yeah. And
Still
on,
had 10 goals against. Sorkin made 100 saves. Jeez.
yeah, insane, right?
Hold on. I wonder how many games New York played this week because he's got 2 wins, 10 goals against, 100 saves, and a shutout.
One, two,
So he
three,
just got shelled.
five.
So he played 5 times that week. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
And he's
And
got
he had
0
a
points. Oh man. And he got pulled.
shutout too
That's crazy.
in the 1-0 win on Sunday. He went from one extreme to another, I guess. Anyways,
Man, a shutout really can like turn your whole week around.
you can absolutely. Pasternak, 10.10, sixth time this season that he was the player of the week.
Second round pick.
Yeah. There you go. The two players that I would say we've been kind of watching towards the end of the season here on the player of the week status, both came out in the first round of the playoffs and became the player of the week. So I'm going to say that the MVP battle is not yet closed.
Hmm.
We'll see what happens, but let's have a look at what this gives us in the playoffs here. Then those two players are facing off. We've got Garrett and Ty, and we've got Paul and Rick.
Anytime there's a Tyler versus a Garrett, back the Garrett.
Yeah. At this point, nobody picked. I don't think
0
anybody
people picked
picked
Garrett.
Garrett to win. Yeah. So at this point, it's all in on Garrett, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is the David in this Goliath.
Yeah,
First
absolutely.
Goliath. For sure.
Ty's come out in the first day and a bit here, 15.5 to 8.3. He's ahead. And on the other side of things, we've got Paul and Rick, and it's 3.9 for Paul, 2.6 for Rick. I'm just wondering if, yeah, here we go. I'm not even going to go off of this because I know Ty screws around with things, right? We've established
He
that.
doesn't have his lineup set. It means that
52,
number means nothing.
52, they're saying. It was even lower last week, and then he like went over 100. So,
Yeah. Nice try.
and Garrett at 62 and 59 for Rick and 67 for Paul as these predictions, but like, whatever. The predictions don't seem to mean much of anything. We've got our consolation bracket here. I not worth mentioning
Hey,
which
hey.
other than to say we finally got our playoff sort of matchup. I'm
I
still
didn't want
not
that.
saying it's
Well, I guess I did. I wanted that in the first round.
yeah,
But
I
my
did
first
too.
round was just so awful anyway.
Yeah, boy, that would have been great if you could have done that against me. Oh man. So one thing I looked at all time, the last two seasons, it's been Ty and Paul in the final.
Oh,
Year before that, it was Paul Marcel and Marcel and you. So let's
proves
not have
I
year three
did
of
it
Paul
again.
and Ty in the final, please, guys, because it's very possible that that could happen.
I
So
think Rick's got it.
Rick and Garrett, we're looking at you to change this up. Um,
I want a Rick Garrett
one,
final.
2, 3 years of Paul in a row. That's enough in the final. That's enough. We don't need a fourth year.
Before last year, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, I was in top three 4 years in a row. Now I'm out of it 2 years in a row.
I was in the top three 1 year in a row.
You peaked.
I peaked.
Time to rebuild.
Yeah. Blow,
Retool.
blow it up. Anyways.
Is that? Go back to that. Go back.
Yeah.
No. You showed like
This?
the ratings and levels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler's at 1,005.
Mm-hmm.
1,005
Mm-hmm.
diamond. They don't even have another new category for that.
Yeah.
I used to be platinum back in the day.
I'm in silver now. I'm not in bronze anymore.
Well, I know Tyler's helped by his. It's across all of fantasy sports, right?
It is. Yeah. This is
So this
not.
is the only league I'm in.
And for
So I know
me,
like Dave plays a lot of other hockey leagues.
yep. And
Uh,
we've got the baseball league. I've got fantasy football in there as well.
yep.
So I actually probably should be in gold. My hockey's probably dragging my football down. And the baseball is whatever, hit or miss. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna see who makes it to the championship round after this week. For the first time in a long time, I paid for an NHL game. Now,
Wasn't
granted,
it free? It was
the
free
the
last
deluxe.
year, I think. And
So
I
that
hated the Ultimate Team so much. I'm like, I can't play this. It's so much different than the
it was
FIFA one.
yeah. So NHL 24 was the last game I played before this one because it came up for free.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna ask you your impressions of NHL 24, what you thought, but I guess that's it
I
right there.
enjoyed it. I get so hooked in some of the Ultimate stuff.
Right.
And by the time it's so much more convoluted, I found, than the soccer stuff. You've got like different abilities, different ways to kind of build your cards.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it was just like, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much. In the FIFA one, it's just like there's none of that. I mean, you can like there's some modifiers you can add to your card, sure, but the hockey one just
Too
it
much.
seemed
Yeah.
too much, too much.
Did you play any other game modes?
No,
No. Okay. So
I'm all about the gambling,
fair enough.
the packs, hunting for packs. I don't
Um,
actually endorse gambling. Gambling sucks. So do the ads.
the ads are
Every time at
way
the
too
time I
much.
was sitting on the dock before you get into your game review,
Yeah.
I was sitting on the dock up at the lake house, enjoying like the peaceful sounds of the Kawarthas.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden there's like motorboat in the distance, and it
It's
just screams across the lake. Super, it's like a speedboat, like super obnoxious. I'm like, what is going on? And like across the side, it's Bet 365. I'm like, I'm not even watching TV right now, and I'm still getting a gambling ad.
yeah, yeah.
I hate it.
All that you needed to do was like pop a Corona
Oh my
and
gosh. I meant to write a letter to my MP who goes to church with me, so I could just hand him the letter and save on postage. But it's too much. Like you're trying to watch the Olympics, and
Mhm.
my son's just like, Daddy, let's download that Bet Rivers game. It looks so fun.
Yeah,
Like a lot of people think that, son, and a lot
yeah,
of people ruin their lives.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's too much at this point. Absolutely, and it has been for a while. And the fact that there are segments in like on TSN and Sportsnet and like that are supposed to be shows about, professionals breaking down the
Well, the
games and stuff,
yeah,
and they have segments on the lines and all that.
because the
I don't.
media companies have a stake in the gambling apps.
Of course they do, and
So it's
I get it, but it's just I don't want to see it. I just
no,
don't want to see that.
it's just like smoking. Doesn't
I
need ads.
really like the idea of, putting $5 down on the Avalanche at the beginning of the NHL season and seeing what happens. Like doing something like that because the odds are so small or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, or putting $5 on the Jays and hope it pans out. Like,
I don't
there's
care
something
if people
fun,
gamble.
but all of this other stuff that goes on now, like down to the like, will you know, will the Bills get an interception in the third quarter? Or, that's probably even too
That's not
vague. Like,
specific enough.
yeah, right. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the
Will the kicker
ridiculous,
double knot his left shoe before the field goal in the fourth quarter?
right? Yeah, that kind of crap. Like it's ridiculous already. Like if
And
you
we're
want,
already seeing it like erode the integrity of the game.
oh, 100%.
So,
Yeah,
anyways, rant over.
rant
Please
over
give us the review,
of NHL
the All Games
26.
Go to Heaven segment of the Money Sauce podcast.
There you go. Um, so the deluxe edition came up a few weeks ago for $40, so I grabbed it because why not for $40? And couple, the game modes that you expect are all in there. In a single game, you can play a tournament or playoff mode. You can
What's
play
the biggest like new thing in this edition of it? What's the
um,
biggest development or
so there's a couple things. The the World of Chell mode. I don't know how familiar you are with that.
World of what?
Chell,
Chell.
yeah,
Okay.
Chel. It's an online only mode where you create a character, like you create your hockey player, and you play in different types of games, like on the pond, 3-on-3, or you join a team and it's 6-on-6, and it's all online. And the
And you have
more,
like regularly scheduled games you have to play?
yeah, yeah. Or you can just join random 3-on-3s in pond hockey or like shinny or whatever, right?
Okay.
But the more wins and goals and you know fancy deeks and stuff like that that you get during the course of week, month, season, whatever they have, the more objectives you meet, the more points you get to like upgrade your player or unlock like different equipment and stuff like that. Um, yeah, here's a picture to give you an idea of how you kind of these are all the.
Is that your guy?
No, that's not my guy. This is
Oh,
just a random picture from
bummer.
online. I don't play this mode. It's all online. I'm just gonna not do well against all the kids that are playing online, for hours on end.
Okay.
Um, but the big thing,
You say that about every game.
yeah, I do. I do.
Never forget the division.
Yeah, okay. Well, I
You were
do
good
love
at
the
the division.
division. Um, there's a season pass with this, like anything else, where there's the free tier and then there's the paid tier. The more you play, the more equipment and boosts you unlock. Anyways, the big new thing with this year is that it's cross play.
Oh, cool. So you can play with Xbox kids who have more time to play games than you.
Yeah, exactly. Um, the other game mode they have is the Hockey Ultimate Team, which is what you kind of touched on. So that's the um
There was one time coming home from the cottage,
Yeah.
I was playing the FIFA. That year's FIFA was free. And so
Hmm.
I was doing the ultimate team. And like, I must have been, you can cycle through, you can trade in cards to get like a higher card.
Right.
And there's a way where you can kind of like create a loop. And I was just running that loop for the whole ride home from the cottage. So like 3 hours of just on my phone. I'm not proud of that. But it was I was so engrossed in like getting this sweet team that I could never really do anything with. Like, sweet, I got Messi. And then like we would play and it's not even fun for either of us.
Yeah, right,
The only mode
right.
that worked was like you switched like three random people from your team. And I remember like having like the team and like, oh, the game is like done now. Like that, all that grinding.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, you know what? I cannot get this game anymore. I deleted it from my phone.
good call because
Did
you
not get
definitely get
I haven't
sucked
gotten a
in.
year since. I played a little bit of this one. And again, it was like, oh, I'm getting cards. I'm getting OHL players and
Hmm.
was building up like my Mitch Marner card. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this again.
So what I did with this version is I opened up like the beginner packs or whatever.
It's fun. It's
I
just,
looked at it and I was like, I'm not getting, I had this feeling of like, if I start this, I know what's coming. And I'm not even gonna play one game with like the starter team or whatever. Like, I'm just gonna close this and never come back to it.
really
I just can't get
good
myself
for
into
you.
it. It's just the grind, right? Um, but apparently in I think it's in this or in Shell. I'm not 100% sure. There is a new game mode that's like an arcade mode.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like the big heads or like the small players and like, you know, the crazy animations and stuff like that. I haven't played it because I'm not really into those game modes. But I've read that that's something new that they brought to this version of the NHL series as well. Something that isn't new this year, I think it was entered into the series last year, but I played around with it a little bit, is you can do it's only a single season mode that you can do, but you can play as the PWHL teams.
Okay.
So it was kind of fun playing as the Toronto Scepters and kind of going through a single season of the women's league and trying to win the championship there. But the two game modes that I play the most, franchise mode and be a pro. Franchise mode, I love the be a GM style of play in sports video games.
Right.
The
Of course you do.
is that I'm just going to run some video here in the background so you guys who are watching on YouTube can see some stuff. But the NHL franchise mode has not changed a lot over probably 10 years. It's the same thing. Like it's the same basic setup. They've made it look a little different
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the menus and all that, but essentially it's the same thing, right? It's the roster management. You can sim through a whole season. You can play every single game in a whole season, whatever, or anywhere in between. You can set it up how you'd like to, so you can, switch the playoff mode, for example, like the
Oh my gosh.
go to the 1 versus 8.
You
Uh,
get to be Gary.
yeah. So what I like to do is because you can make your create a teams and create a custom league, and you can expand the NHL up to 48 teams.
Hamilton
Uh,
gets 4 teams.
that's right. There's
Make up for lost time.
all sorts of versions.
Change the salary cap.
Tiger Cubs,
Can you take off
Tigers.
the salary cap?
You can take it off. You can bump it way up. You can drop it way down. Um, But yeah, I like to just make a bunch of teams and then go to the 48 team mode and then like double the playoff bracket and just do a basically a double round robin. So you play each team home and away
Do you win more?
as the season. No, because I like to take. So what I do for the creative teams that I make is I take like the European teams that are in the game and put their roster for those creative teams, so you don't have like double of NHL players showing up on
Oh,
rosters.
I see.
And then like I like to take those teams and rebuild them basically, right? Because they're so incredibly deficient compared to the rest of the NHL teams.
It's like you're healing a sick puppy. You're taking them in and
There you go. Um, but yeah, I enjoy that mode a lot. Part of what you do in the be a GM mode is you get
Colorado's
the
only 88, eh? Hmm.
you get the option to like upgrade your arena. So like there's the owner mode, which they're talking about right there in the video. So the owner gives you a budget, and with your budget, you can increase the budget for coaches and scouts, or for advertising, or for fan giveaways. Um, but part of it is either um, upgrading or just repairing your arena because the arena has wear and tear as the season goes on. Which, if you ask me, the wear and tear happens way too fast. But anyways, that's one thing I'd love to see them change though, because when you do like when you upgrade the different elements of the arena, so you've got like parking and washrooms, upper bowl, lower bowl, the concessions and the team store and the suites. And when you upgrade them, there's no visual difference. Your team makes more money eh, as part of like the revenue, and then the more revenue you make, the more the owner gives to your budget. But like, I wish that there was some kind of visual component to it, so that when you would upgrade things in the arena, you'd actually see it when you're playing the games. But otherwise, franchise mode is what it is. It's 25 years of trying to build the best NHL team you can, and it's fun. It's fantasy GM, right? That's why we play fantasy sports. It's that idea.
If our fantasy league started tracking maintenance for the building, I would bow out so quickly.
Yeah, luckily we don't have any arena requirements in fantasy hockey. The other mode, and this mode has changed quite a bit since even NHL 24, is the Be a Pro career mode. Um,
Can I just jump in?
yeah, I was just going to ask if
The
you've played
best
it.
mode there ever was in any of these hockey games. There was a hog mode back in like
Oh,
'05,
yes, yes,
'06.
yes.
The best. You and three of your buddies just pounding the crap out of each other, trying to score a goal. It was so fun.
Yeah,
It's
one of
never,
those.
it's never, it's, it peaked. Video
It
game hockey peaked in hog mode. The rest of this fancy graphics and deking with the mechanics haven't really changed that much, but no, that was the best.
that
Bring that
mode
back. EA,
that
bring it back.
that would be a
I don't need to
fantastic
track my
add-on.
maintenance. I don't need to track the urinal cakes, okay? Just bring back fun modes. Not that these modes aren't fun, but that was the best.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, absolutely. But I that was also, was that online or was that
It was not. It was couch co-op.
couch co-op? And that's why it doesn't exist. Couch co-op doesn't really
You
exist
could
anymore.
make it online.
Oh, for
It
sure,
sounds like
I'm
it's
sure.
similar to what they're doing with the CHEL
Hmm.
we were talking about.
Yeah, they could absolutely put it into that kind of game
But my
category
goodness.
there.
So many arguments were settled with hog mode in the college
Yeah,
dorm.
absolutely.
Who's buying the first round tonight? Hog mode. Actually, that usually happened during the first round.
problem was that you never ended up leaving because you ended up just sticking around playing hog mode. So have you played the Be a Pro? Um,
No,
no, okay.
I haven't played here pro in a very long time.
So years past, I found anyways, it was a grind, right? You'd make your player, you'd go through the little bit before the draft. I think you could play like a couple junior games to try to bump up your draft stock, and then you get drafted. And then it was basically whoever drafted you, you were a fourth line player, and you just grinded out. You just kept playing every game, and hope that you did well enough so that you get more shifts, and then you just played and played and played and played. They've changed it quite a bit since the last time I put any significant hours into it. So,
How?
so the way it starts now is you play the World Junior Tournament.
Oh,
So
cool.
you choose your country, and it starts in the playoff round of the World Juniors. So obviously I did Canada, we played the US, and then we played Sweden in the final. In between each game, you have like press conferences, you have to answer certain questions, and based on the certain questions, you'll either improve your rating with your teammates, like your teammate rating, so how long you get or how well you get along with your teammates, your brand, and from what I understand, the higher your brand, the less likable you are by both management and teammates, but the more money you make.
What can you do with the money?
I'll get there.
Okay.
um, and then as you play those games, your stats, like your basic stats, get slightly better. And then you also get to choose if, and it's actually just pulling up on the screen there, um, if you want to start in junior hockey or in European hockey. I did junior hockey. So after you complete your tournament, with each, I should say before that, with each like little segment of your career, they call it a chapter. And so the first chapter is the World Juniors. So within each chapter, there are certain goals. You have to have a certain performance rating, or you have to score so many goals, or, get so many hits, or whatever the case may be. And if you reach those goals, obviously good, and it helps your players' stats increase. And if you don't hit them, then you move forward, but your
The game
value,
doesn't end.
no, it doesn't end, but your value, it decreases, right? So your stock in the draft goes down.
And
Um,
what implication does that have for you playing the game?
well, I mean, obviously you're trying to, for the first little bit, you're trying to make your draft rating as high as you can because you want to be the number one draft pick, but also you get paid a little bit more based on how high you get drafted.
And the money is relevant at
The
some
money,
point.
yes, it is.
Okay.
It is not relevant at this stage. So you finish your World Junior Tournament. You then move on to, I did juniors. I assume the European thing would be some form of a playoff. World Juniors, you go to the Memorial Cup playoff, like you do the round robin and then the playoffs. And again, um, eh, the better you play and the more goals you hit, your stats increase. But there's also something that happens every week where you get an allotment of energy points.
Okay.
And this system gives you the opportunity to spend those points every week on either getting points for upgrading your skill tree. So things like slap shots, wrist shots, skate speed, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can unlock the X factors, um, which are like the abilities that players can gain. There's one showing on the screen right now, Big Rig, um, that like star players generally have. So this X factor is like that's what makes you unique, this X factor that you
Mm.
have. So you can put points towards that. You can put points towards increasing your brand. You can put points towards increasing your influence in the team, or you can put points towards resting so that you avoid injury. Um, so you go through the juniors, you get drafted. There's a whole like little video about you getting drafted, and then you have a whole press conference about getting drafted, and then you have a cut screen when you go to preseason and you talk to players that are on your team. And there's a lot more cut screen, talking to players, talking to your agent, talking to the GM, the coach, that kind of stuff.
Is that
Uh,
fun?
I think it adds like it breaks up the monotony of just
Of
constantly
just playing the game?
playing the game. Yeah.
A little bit of
So
role playing?
yeah, and everything that you do in those little cut
Does the
screens.
storyline change at all?
Yes.
Like you
So
pump all your stats into brand and everyone just hates you?
yes. Well, yeah, I guess they could. I haven't gotten to that that point, but um yeah, you could be disliked. You wouldn't be a teammate. You wouldn't have a high teammate rating, and but you would get potentially paid more. Um, and once you get to the NHL, you go through the preseason, and I think there's two chapters to the preseason, if I'm remembering correctly. It's the initial 3 games. And again, you have to meet certain goals and stuff, and then if you make it through those games and
My
don't
guy, Macklin
get,
Celebrini.
yeah, he pops up and gives you tips and stuff here and there.
He would. What a
Um,
beauty.
but but if you make it through those first 3 games, and then you can play the next 4 games of the preseason. If you make it through that, either get assigned to the AHL or you're on the NHL team. So that's something that the Be a Pro didn't have before. It was going to the AHL. Um, and then you have that money system that we're talking about. So basically, you get paid. Um, I think it's monthly is when this little screen pops up, and you get the opportunity to spend money on things like buying a car, buying a house, buying toys, like like I don't know, CDs or whatever, right? But depending what you buy, it increases your stats a little bit.
So having a sweet car means you're going to skate faster?
That kind of thing, yeah. And but yeah, I guess it's more like I guess the idea that it's more like a rental because every month you have to choose what you're going to spend the money on, and of course, if you don't have the money, then you don't get to keep it, kind of thing. Um,
Interesting.
so there's a lot more to it than just playing, and if you do good, your stats go up. If you do bad, your stats stay the same, and you play less. So as of last night, I got
How many
through
cars
the
do you own?
none.
Buy a house yet?
I bought a house. I bought an
There you
expensive house because it increases your slap shot and wrist shot abilities. Um, I got
Because there's a
through.
sweet setup in the basement. That's why.
Yeah,
A
that's
little
right.
shooter tutor down there.
So I did the World Juniors. I did the Memorial Cup. I got drafted first overall by the Islanders. I knew you'd love the.
Congratulations.
And the first thing
Did
I
you
did
demand a trade?
was I bought a jersey and I customized it for you and I sent it to you.
I would take
Uh,
it. If you played in the NHL and sent me a jersey, even if it was the New York Islanders, I'd take it.
uh,
I wouldn't put it over the mantle. I'd hang it up beside my booth, maybe, but I would take it.
I thought you were going to say over the toilet instead of over the mantle.
No,
But
no, no. That's where portraits go.
right, absolutely. So yeah, first overall pick by the Islanders. Made it through all the preseason. Did not get sent to the AHL mid preseason, but I got sent to the AHL for the first day of regular season. So that's
I'm
where I'm
sorry for
at.
you.
I have my house. Unfortunately, the
Hey,
it
you're a
is
teenager and you
still
bought a house. You're doing okay.
yeah, I guess so. It is still Bridgeport. It's not Hamilton yet. So
Well, that's nice.
um but it's definitely way better than it's been in years past. I remember years past you do whatever you do with the junior teams and then you just grind and grind and grind in the NHL. And this gives you a lot of different ways to build your player, a lot of breaking up the monotony of just playing games over and over and then simulating when you're on the bench. So,
When I played this year last year,
mm,
I found it ridiculously easy to trip people.
it
Like
is.
anytime you went for a poke check, I was
Yeah.
going to the penalty box. I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah, it's gotten a little bit better, I find. One of the constant things that pop up from the coach is to use the poke check. And I'm like, no, I don't want to get penalties because then you're going to get mad at me and not give me more shifts.
Right? And I got a garden to build.
Yeah. So, but I've been trying to pick my spots and meet those goals. And it is a little bit harder to trip guys up, but I still get penalties quite regularly. So,
Mm.
yeah, that's something that they got to work on. They say that they've changed like not like the controls are still the same, but they say that it like the mechanics of it play differently, but I haven't noticed that big of a difference to be honest. So, but yeah, it's weird because the NHL series definitely has like it's basically like four game modes now, right? The card games, the Chell thing, which is all online stuff, and then you've got the Be a Pro and the franchise, and it's kind of like you buy the game and you kind of pick and choose your mode that you prefer, because there's no way you could spend enough time on all four modes to like fully get the value out of it.
Sounds like you get 4 hockey games for the price of one.
Something like that. Or maybe we can get rid of the card game and focus on franchise mode a bit more.
The Ultimate Team's super fun.
Yeah.
That's where they make their money.
Yeah, I know. It's the microtransactions, right? But anyways, that's NHL 26. I will continue to
How
be a
many
pro.
stars? Like, what's your
What like
overall rating?
out of five, I guess.
Hey, man, it's our show.
Okay.
I got a 7
Out of seven,
out
I'll
of a
give it
best of 7.
I will give it 5 out of 7. I'm really enjoying Be a Pro. I still enjoy franchise mode, even though it really hasn't changed much. Um, it's fun to play as the PWHL team sometimes, even though it's disappointing that like they are restricted to only like a single season mode or like just play now. Um, and yeah, I don't care for Chell and I don't care for the card game. So, you know,
Well, the problem is we care too much for the card game.
yeah, well, that's it, right? I
Make it
don't
less addictive, EA.
I don't want to fall into the trap of the card game there. How's that?
Grind. Yeah.
And that concludes our all games go to heaven segment that we've completely used without asking them. And they'll never find out.
They'll never know.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll leave it there for this week. We have some more PHL playoffs next week, and we'll do it all over again.
Sweet. Bye, everybody.
Have a good week.
The Money Sauce Podcast with your hot saucy